Mr. J, mwayogedde ku naturalization and becoming British. Kitegeeza ki? How do you naturalize? Omuntu anaturalize nze yafaanana atya? Ayita mu process ki? So mbadde njagala kwogera ku bintu kya naturalization olwaleero. What is naturalization? And what is the difference between indefinite leave to remain, leave to stay, status and naturalization? Akati, omuntu afunye indefinite leave to remain, anti afunye permanent stay. Oba afunye agenda asobola okubeera mu kifo ekyo indefinitely because it's indefinite leave to remain. Naye bw'oba ofunye indefinite leave to remain doesn't mean that you are British. No. You still have a long way to go to become a British. So naturalization is a process which you go through to become British citizen. The advantages of it, you can vote, you can live and work in UK. Someone on indefinite leave to remain can buy a house, start a business, own business, can pay taxes, get pension, can access healthcare which is free. Okubanga olina indefinite leave to remain n'omuntu alina citizen mwena ekibawulako kyokka katabo mwembi musobola okukola business zammwe, mwembi musobola okutraveling abroad. Okujjako n'ekirala omuntu ng'olina citizen waliwo ensi z'ogendamu nga teweetaaga visa, yet indefinite leave to remain oba weetaaga okusaba visa mu nsi ezisinga omuntu alina citizen zatakola ki. So it's always advisable nti oba ofunye indefinite leave to remain, then you can as well continue naturalize and then become full board citizen ofune benefits ezo naddala ebintu by'okutambula ebyo ojja kwesanga omuntu alina indefinite leave to remain kati ngali mu Europe ngali mu UK for example kati yagala genda oba Netherlands oba yagala genda oba Germany aba yetaaga visa. Only people with this citizen status are the ones who can go there and enjoy the stay for 90 days ngata jali nga tetaze visa. So boberanga nga ulina indefinite leave to remain oba wetaaga visa. Then right to vote. Both of them have the right to vote. Both of them are entitled to consular protection and can pass citizen to their children. But when indefinite leave to remain, bozala omwana gozaala are becoming a British straight away. Omwana gozadde no muntu alina citizenship n'ekyo ekimu. What are the requirements to naturalize? Weetaagisa ki? Olina okubanga you are 18 years and above to qualify. You have to be a person of sound mind. Olina okubanga omutwe gwo okutegeera bulungi. You should be a person of sound mind. You should be a person who has good character. When ngamba good character kitegeeza ki olina okubanga olina empisa, you've been well behaved. Olina okufuna by the way nabyo ebyenjogera ebyo olina okubiraga proof yabyo. Proof of age, of course your ID nebikwatako. Proof of sound mind, olina okugenda wa doctor nakuwandikako nalaga nti no you are a person of sound mind, you understand. You don't have mental health issues. Yes, era olina mental health issues you can't pass naturalization. Tusobola waliwo engeri endala gye bakikoleramu ate okufuna naturalization. Ne person of sound mind, you should be 18 and above. You should be a person of good character or conduct. Empisa kintu kikulu nnyo kyobola mbagamba nnyo. When you go in a country, in a foreign country, try to behave. Try to keep good conduct because tomorrow you'll need it. Tomorrow you'll need that certificate. And if you've been robbing people, if you've been abusing people, or you've been assaulting people, or causing domestic violence, you'll be in trouble. Kasa oyonona credibility yo, character yo, conduct yo, obera mu trouble. We know kubanga you've lived in the country for 5 years. Bobanga seeking asylum, you should have lived in the same country for 5 years. It doesn't matter. You can travel out, you can travel in, but you should have consistently lived in UK for 5 years. You know, like a proof year 5 years is, or you know, like a proof year 5 years that from the first year to the last year, you should be with indefinite leave to remain. You are granted at least not less than 12 months. Bobango badenga wajja ku spouse visa. That one the requirement is 3 years. You know, you've lived in the country for 3 years. That one you don't need to be 12 months. Just go straight for it. You should not have stayed outside the United Kingdom for more than 450 days in the last 5 years. So we're not checking emyaka gyobere bweru ngogenda. You can go for 6 months maybe, or 3 months ngogenda, but in total it shouldn't be more than 450 days. Tegedde bakebera nebanga libadde abantu bamwe bamufuna indefinite remain ngagenda Uganda ngabere 2 years ngagenda Uganda ngabere 1 year obanga ndajagenda bere you know when you go for naturalization bajja kugamba Uganda wango badde tubera mu UK, it looks like you have another home. You should have English language ability. You should be able to speak English, be able to pass the test, which is English eloquence. You know kwanti oyiga omanyi oluzungu atenga osobola okulwogera ng'osobola n'odduwandiika. Olina okuba nti osobola okwogera English or Scottish or Welsh. Those are the requirements. English, Scottish or Welsh. One of them. Kasoda nti omanyi okwogera Scottish, you can qualify. But once you okwogera Welsh, oba osobola okwogera Oluzungu, osobola okukola test, because you go for English test and you must pass it. You should pass the test about UK history. Olina okumanya English culture, olina okumanya English geography, olina okumanya English history. The culture, history and law, you should be able to know the English system and the process. Things like the parliament, the houses of parliament, the House of Lords, how the constitution works, the king. Even life test in UK is very, very important. But what's the UK or not plan UK, you should be able to start reading that book. It's a book you read and you have to pass it. Life in UK. Things like the laws of UK, the history of UK, the culture of UK. How do people in UK, what is the culture? Culture, you should be able to be knowing such information. You should prove that UK is your principal home. UK is your main home. It's also a requirement. I mean, I have a property in UK. I've got a job in UK. I've got my family in UK. I've got my children. I've got my spouse in UK. I've got I've got a business. I've got friends, recommendations. I've got, it could be so many things. Sports, or proving your principal home is in UK, not like another principal home. You have good character, conduct. Your behavior is so important. You've been in the country for at least 5 years constantly, continuously. Breaks. 1 year, the other side, no, there shouldn't be any break. It should be continuous. So go and how to get naturalized. What is naturalization? Naturalization is a process of becoming a British citizen. The good thing about being naturalized is it gives you a chance to become British. For you to have British passport, it helps you to go to different countries, so many countries, more than 180 countries, visa free. Now, if you are still on indefinite leave to remain, it means you have to use visas wherever you go. You won't have any advantage to it. And also, as thought, Mr. Nigel Farage, as he said, if you are on indefinite leave to remain, they'll be assessing you every 5 years, and you'll be questioned every 5 years. You'll be sitting for tests every 5 years. So I would advise anyone who is on indefinite leave to remain to go and naturalize. You don't lose anything when you naturalize. You don't lose anything. In fact, you just get advantages, because it means that you can travel to different countries visa free, and also you legalize your stay, permanent legal stay in the country. The difference between indefinite leave to remain and citizen Monsi in the country, they're so slim, because you can both open businesses, you can both work, you can both access healthcare. The English culture is a welcoming culture. The difference between a British citizen and someone who is on indefinite leave to remain is very small, very slim. There's a small gap. The passport is number one. The person with the passport, with the British passport, enjoys traveling without having visas to so many countries. And also he has or she has birthrights. At the same time, indefinite leave to remain, they also have birthrights, because what it means, when you have your children, you can pass on the birthright, they automatically become citizen. When you're on indefinite leave to remain, it means that you have to seek permission of visas to countries which people who are citizens, they will go for free. So when you're on indefinite leave to remain, have some protected restrictions. You have restrictions. You can't go to every country. You need visas. Other than that, you can open businesses, buy property, you can buy cars, you can do everything as a citizen. You can even vote the same way. Naturalization is a good thing for everybody to have. Naturalization, it's a system which leads you to become a citizen. If you have your indefinite leave to remain, go for it, because Nigel Farage, when he comes into power, as anticipated, highly anticipated, he will bring more restrictions to people who want indefinite leave to remain. Things are going to change. You'll be having tests again. You'll be having exams again. Test you whether you've been working. They will test you whether you've not had a crime. They will test your English. They will test you on so many things. So instead of going through all that hassle, why don't you just go and naturalize and then become a citizen? So go and I think you want to do. Thank you very much.